Hey guys, what's up? It's December 8th, and this is Brian from Hashware Hub. We're going to be going over some trading and the markets today, but first hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so we get all of our videos directly to you. Also, at the bottom there in the comment section, we also have a link to our Facebook page, our Facebook trading page. Definitely like that page so you get more information regarding our trades and the markets. Anyway, you may see some boxes here on my left, but these are not moving boxes. They're actually miners. They're Bitmain miners in there, which we'll be having on our website soon, which will be launching shortly as well. But let's get into some trading here. So the markets today were somewhat mixed. A lot of the coins were up rather big. Bitcoin was actually down by about 10%. But you have some of these coins like NEM that was up like 143%. Volume was off the hook. Volume was very, very high. Probably because of the fact that people are anticipating that the futures are going to be trading starting, I believe, Sunday. I think the futures open not Monday, but Sunday. That's how the futures markets work. So most futures markets. So yeah, so that's what's going on with there. Ethereum was almost about 8.5% up. Bitcoin Cash 13.7. IOTA, which we've been tracking, about 23.76. It's been up that much in the past 24 hours. Litecoin, big winner, 41.35% in the past 24 hours. Let's see what else here. Stellar Lumens has been on the rise. BitConnect had actually a big reversal. I think up yesterday it was up approximately the same amount that it was down today. So yeah, some big numbers across the board, and it was rather an update right across the board. So good day depending on which coins you were holding, but I would say a good 8 out of 10 were 9 out of 10 of the coins were up. I would say about 8% on average. So that's what's going on with the market. Let's take a look at the actual trading charts. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at what are we looking at? We're looking at BitConnect coin. Yeah, like I was saying before, today there was a down day. The previous day was up about the same amount as today it was down. So I'm sorry, today was down about half the amount that yesterday was. Yesterday rose, but you did see the candle come down to test that. So I would not be surprised to test that level. So I would not be surprised if it tries to go ahead and test that again. But not much really to say with regards to BitConnect coin. But let's move on to the next one. So Bitcoin, similar story here with regards to Bitcoin. And BCC and Bitcoin trade kind of neck and neck. Their correlation is pretty high. It's been over the past month. It hasn't been all too correlated. BCC's been going sideways, while Bitcoin's been obviously been going north. Everybody knows what's been going on there. But you see here a similar candle pattern on Bitcoin that BitConnect had. So you can see possibly it appears as if that correlation has been reestablished in the market again. So, but what we do see here is D-Trend has kind of made a top, and it's turned. So not much really to read into there just yet, but obviously it's something to keep an eye on. Obviously the blue lines here, we may possibly see Bitcoin drop down to this blue line or somewhere close. And if you're looking for a low risk entry point, obviously that could be a low risk entry point. It's also could possibly be a sign that the market is going to turn. So that's the two ways in which we use this blue line. Next, Dash. So Dash we've been talking about for some time, saying that it looks like it's turning the corner. Possibly it's reached the top. Similar again today, similar story. It tested again this blue line, and it traded up from there. It looks like it's traded about halfway from its market range today, from its trading range today. So not much to say really here. Maybe this may possibly be just a consolidation point. But still we'll need some more data to see what's going on. But right now, if you are in Dash, I totally would be sneaking up those stop loss levels that you have and making sure that they're nice and tight with regards to the current trading range, and obviously have those stop losses at levels with respect to your risk level or your risk appetite. What I also did say yesterday as well is that possibly if you wanted to take some profit up here around this range here, you possibly could. That could be still in effect tomorrow, to take a look to see if you want to go ahead and do that. If you are more conservative with regards to taking some profits, you could have possibly even taken some profits at the top of today's trading range. But that's it for Dash right now. Let's take a look at Ether. Ether, in a similar vein, we thought that Ether was going to take a turn. It appears as if it is doing the same thing that Dash was doing. It tested this blue line again. It traded up. Ether looks a little bit more negative than Dash does, although you do see here that the D trend looks like it's turning a bit, but it was probably just hit a little low. But I expect this trend right here to continue on with the D trend indicator. MACD has turned south, and the RSI is also kind of reaching towards oversold levels, although it's not there just yet. Ether, another one to keep an eye on. Also, same story with regards to Ether. If you're long Ether, sneak up those stops. Make sure that they are nice and tight, as tight as you like with regards to your risk appetite. One area possibly could be is around this 400 level right here. If you're super aggressive, you can go ahead and have your stops down over here. If you want to be possibly a little bit more take a little bit more out of the market, you can do a similar thing that I mentioned on Dash, is you can possibly get out of some of the coin right here, hoping that possibly they may be a bounce up in the event that it does turn down again in the future. Now remember, let's say for example the market did come up, okay, and you got out. Let's say even you got out at 500, or even got out even a little bit lower. Let's say the market did bump up and you got out of some of your coin. Okay, great, you get out of some of your coin. Now, let's say the market ran straight up from there. Okay, you reduce your risk and you booked some profit. But unless the market literally goes straight up, there's always an opportunity to get back in. Okay, and you get back in at a level of risk that's lower. Whereas right here, we see that we have signals that the trend is starting to change. So you have to heed that warning that your signals are showing you and trade accordingly. So let's take a look at the next one. Next is IOTA. And IOTA has been trying to make up its mind right here. We had a bunch of huge days. Came down here and didn't quite get close to the blue line, but it's not to say that it won't. The blue line may also tick up here in the next day or two in the event that we hold these levels. But it's going to be an interesting story to see what's happening. It still looks very, very bullish. The trend, looks a little mixed, but it's still kind of has this overall long-term positive slope to it. MACD is still reaching for the stars. We have RSI that's still in an overbought position. It's kind of leveling off a little bit. If you own IOTA, I would, like I was saying yesterday, if you own IOTA, I would take some off the table. This looks like a textbook kind of just run up where it could possibly crash back down again. And again, let's say you went ahead and you took right now it closed. Where did it close? It closed all the way up here at 5, okay? It closed at 5. If you take some off the table, I promise you, there will be a lower risk entry point in the future, probably in the near future. Okay, so the chances are you probably can sell some at 5, okay, in our opinion, and you probably can buy some in the event that this market kind of goes sideways a bit. Buy some around this 3 level, maybe 3 1/4. Okay, even if you sold some at 5 and the market came only down to 4, I promise you, this blue line is going to come up. Okay, you got to give it a little time. This comes up, it identifies a lower risk entry point, and you de-risk, you book some profit to go ahead and take those gains and redeploy them again in a lower risk scenario. This is all a game of probabilities. Okay, you want to make sure that you skew the probabilities in your direction as much as possible. So next is Litecoin, and Litecoin will be the last one here. Litecoin had a huge day up. Okay, really kind of broke out here. Obviously, there's some fundamental reasons with regards to that. But here, as far as, let's say, if we didn't even know those fundamental reasons and we were just purely looking at this at a technical basis, and we do. A lot of this stuff, we look at pure technicals. We look very little about, at the fundamentals. We utilize the fundamentals as just kind of like an interest type of thing, is what are we actually trading. But we don't use the fundamentals very much at all for trading itself, okay? We don't use news to trade. The numbers tell you everything. The market tells you everything. This is a big enough market where there's enough people that are making it, I wouldn't necessarily say an efficient market, but it's enough people where there are enough views that they're voting by putting their trades in. So there's enough information that you can pull from that data, from that price data, in order to determine the direction of the market. So even here with Litecoin, okay, huge day up. Okay, if you wanted to get in Litecoin, so like I was saying, a previous strategy, right? So we were in Litecoin around here and around here, okay? Let's say you didn't know about this trading strategy and you didn't know about our videos until recently, but you could have gotten in right around here along these three candles right here. Very low risk entry point, okay? And look what it would have done for you, okay? This is, let's say even you were aggressive and you got in at 90, right? The market right now is about 124. So it's a huge amount of return. Okay, that's 34 points on 90. That's over 33%. Okay, so it's a great trade. It's a trade that you should want to do every few weeks. And when these opportunities make themselves apparent, we need to take advantage of that. Now, at the same time, we have to remember, the market, all these coins have been going up for quite some time, okay? So there will become a time where they don't go up so much. And so this strategy of going ahead and buying at the blue line may not work as often. It may work less often. Okay, however, it's still a low risk entry because this blue line is the point where the market may turn direction. It may initiate a new trend. So it's better to know about the blue line and not buy up here, but buy down here, right? For here. Okay? Same thing along here too. And the blue line is a way to identify your risk. Okay? It's a way to measure your risk. One of the ways to measure your risk. So you know if you're getting in, let's say for example on this day, if you're getting in at this level here, okay, and the blue line is here, you know that if the market still has to pull back from here to here and possibly a little bit more in order for you to see that a new trend has been reinstated. So your risk is, much of your risk is quantified. Okay, you can never completely quantify all of it because there is, still the probability that the market can just totally tank, overnight. But that's why we have our limit orders. So, or protective stops, which are limit orders. So, anyway, that's a little bit of background with regards to how we go about trading this. If you have any questions at all, totally send us an email or comment below in the comments. If you like what we had to say, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and happy trading.